Hello and welcome to Thoughts from an Engineer. I am that engineer, Alex Girofanos, and if you can tell, I did get my hair cut. I am more aerodynamic now. And what I wanted to do was talk about the Thailand rescue mission on this episode of Thoughts. And the rescue mission to get the Wild Boar football team out of there. That 11-hour grueling round trip to get each boy out of the cave with two divers. If you saw the footage of the trek online, it was hellish. There was barely enough room for you to squeeze through parts of the cave above water, and while diving underwater, the divers had to hold their oxygen tanks in front of them because they wouldn't fit through the narrow passageways. The SEAL team did an amazing and heroic job in such a dangerous situation. One of the SEAL team did die in the process of laying oxygen tanks along their path in the cave while they were trying to save the boys. He was apparently retired, but had volunteered to save the Wild Boar team and is undoubtedly a hero. When the rescue plans in Thailand were still being developed, Elon Musk did get involved, originally from a tweet from a follower. That tweet states, "Hi sir, if possible, can you assist in any way to get the 12 Thailand boys and their coach out of the cave?" According to Elon, both the Thailand government and the dive teams were in touch with him, and they were in communication trying to figure out what was going to happen, and to come up with a backup plan. He got a team of SpaceX engineers together, including a team from Wing Inflatables, which is a contractor for SpaceX that makes inflatables, to help them recover parts from launch. They developed two ideas as a backup plan: a red Kevlar pouch that used airlocks to control air pressure and buoyancy by simply turning the stretcher a different direction to go up or down. The second idea was a portable kid-sized submarine made from rocket-grade aluminum and pressurized to standard atmosphere. A pouch for a music player was also added as a suggestion on Twitter, and that was to help ease the already grueling trip back. Elon also said that the kid-sized submarine could also be easily adapted to be an escape pod for space, which is kind of interesting. And here are some details from Elon on that actual design. The design was based on dive team feedback, primarily Stanton. 4 air/oxygen ports, front and rear. Front ports protected by nose cone. Dual O-ring seal on acrylic rear plate with clear view of occupant's head. Leak/buckling proof up to 10 times the cave water pressure. The hull of the submarine was made from the liquid oxygen transfer tube from a Falcon 9. Over the next few days, as we saw heroic plans of the SEAL team develop, we also saw a team of engineers test their submarine successfully by transferring one of the team members in the sub from one side of the pool to the next with a dive team. At this point, among many updates during the process, Elon mentioned, "We'll continue testing in LA in case needed later or for someone else in the future," as the operations had already begun in Thailand since monsoon rains were coming, which would fill the cave more, all while oxygen levels were dropping to unsafe levels inside the cave. Elon Musk brought the submarine to Thailand on Monday, while 8 of 12 children had been successfully recovered. From his tweets, Elon had gone inside the cave to see the conditions and left the submarine with the Thailand team. According to his tweet from inside the cave, "Just returned from cave 3, mini sub is ready if needed. It also made, it is made of rocket parts and named Wild Boar after kids soccer team. Leaving here in case it may be useful in the future. Thailand is so beautiful." But one of the things that I found inspirational about the whole thing is that here is this Elon Musk character again, who has a rocket company and an electric car company and a solar company and a company looking to deliver global internet with constellation net of satellites around the earth, and a company called Neuralink that will help us to try and better communicate with super AI if and when it comes. And I'm sure I'm missing a few other companies or two as well. This guy takes the time out of his insanely busy schedule to focus efforts in developing a kid-sized submarine that can be tested, developed, and delivered in time to possibly help the SEAL team rescue the Wild Boar soccer team in the case that the rains get so bad it's difficult to rescue them safely otherwise. One of the major concerns was that they had to train all the kids how to scuba dive, and there was a real danger that if anyone freaked out, they could take down one of the divers with them, or if they puked, they could have ended up suffocating from it. And remember, this was an 11-hour round trip per person saved. So this guy, with all his wealth and all these amazing things he's doing, he decides to focus his efforts on helping in a crisis somewhere in the world using the tools he has: engineers, rocket parts, and the fact that he's Elon Musk. He left the submarine with the Thai people in case they needed it in the future. No cost, all effort. And this is where I close out this week's thought from an engineer. I would love to know what you think, so make sure to leave us a comment below so we can start the conversation. So my question is, even if this is what most cynical people have mentioned as just a PR move, and others have decided to go after his character and say he's an asshole, and I plainly ask, who cares? Why does that matter? Nobody is perfect. And if someone is trying to do the best with what they have available to them to do the most good, then they're okay in my book. For me, this was a great example of what we as human beings can do if we decide to look at the problem in front of us and solve it, instead of waiting for someone else to solve it for us. That's the same kind of mentality that drove the Thailand government and Navy SEAL team to achieve such an amazing and terrifying feat. It's what drove the Apollo 13 mission team to find a way to bring back the team safely, even when everything seemed to go wrong and there were no guidelines on what to do next. It's also, as I see it from my perspective, what drove Elon Musk, a team of SpaceX engineers, and the team from Wing Inflatables to develop and create a backup plan to help other human beings in the middle of a crisis. Failure was not an option. And I see a lot of good coming from this. I know that it made me think. I know that it made a lot of other people think, and some to actually say, what can I do? But like I said, please let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all of my thoughts for today. And this has been another Thoughts from an Engineer. I am that engineer, Alex Giorfanos, and until next time, make sure you spread love and spread science.